I'll go this way. Put the camera over there. Hey, lucky Turgovich is not here.
Test or welcome Cross Keys Reserve for this Doherty Cup match on a Wednesday night. How does that sound? Good? Yeah. Okay.
Say a few words. A few choice words.
Good evening and welcome to Cross Keys for this round 6 Doherty Cup clash between Essendon Royals and Bentleigh Greens. Thank you to our major sponsors for their continued support. Nicholas James Lawyers, Covert Superfinish, Gaffney Constructions, Adriatic Furniture, Demeta Homes and Connect OS. And now the starting lineups for our guests, Bentleigh Greens. Led by captain number 1, Andrew Withers, number 9, Nassi Abendella, number 18, Benjamin Bowler, number 7, Kieran Dover, number 23, James Doyle, number 14, Christopher Bruxus, number 47, Lars Anton Cananda, number 27, Josh Miller, number 16, Jackson Morgan, number 92, Tavaro Nepomacino, number 10, Thomas Strickland, and for our Essendon Royals, led by number 9, Dean Clark, number 12, Ali Egan, number 19, Ethan Georgopoulos, number 25, Diarmid Harrington, number 20, Ryan Rudolaya, number 77, Isaiah Incomdeboran, number 3, Bradley Norton, number 16, Noah Ryan, number 23, James Thierry, number 30, Jaden Tran, and number 43, Theo Zalipas.
And welcome to Cross Keys Reserve here in Essendon for this Doherty Cup clash on a Wednesday night here in Melbourne. It's cool, but it's clear, and we have spots in round 7 of the competition up for grabs as Essendon Royals host Bentleigh Greens. It's VPL 2 versus VPL 1. The teams are out on the pitch. Bentleigh Greens, of course, as the name suggests, in all green. Essendon Royals in all red. And all is in readiness for this clash. Cade Lucas with you on YouTube. Hope you can stay with us over the next 90 minutes or so as we try and find out which of these two teams can advance in the competition. And right from the off, the Royals have gone for broke. A fierce effort there from the halfway line by Dean Clark, the Irishman, and he made Andrew Withers work. Luckily for Bentleigh Greens, Andrew Withers wasn't caught out, and luckily for us, we weren't caught out up here either, but we nearly were. Let's go through the starting lineups as we go through the opening stages here. So for the home side, Brad Norton, the skipper. Dean Clark, who had that aforementioned shot. Ali Egan, Noah Ryan, Ethan Georgopoulos, Ryan Mudala in goal, James Thierry, Theophanis Zelepsis, Destiny Nokondogoro, Deramid Harrington and Jaden Tran. Whilst for Bentleigh Greens, George Katsakis here, the man who won this competition with Heidelberg United in 2017, at the club who won this competition in 2022. Andrew Withers, the captain in goal. Kieran Dover, their top scorer up top. Manasseh Abendwala, Thomas Strickland, Christopher Drutzis, Jackson Morgan, Ben Bowler, James Doyle, Josh Miller, Lars Anton Kinanda and Javaro Nepomuceno. So they are the starting lineups. Jordan Adiemi on the bench for Royals, probably the biggest selection outcome there. Their top scorer in VPL 1, but he's starting on the bench tonight. Both these teams, of course, have league commitments in only 48 hours or so. Both are playing this Friday night. So a few changes to the best 11s for both teams out there. And here is Brad Norton, another former winner of this competition with South Melbourne. And that's a lovely long ball downfield by Ali Ijan. Ali Ijan scored the winning penalty in Royals round 5 clash, a rollicking 4-3 win in extra time over Bulleen Lions. If we get anything like that here tonight, we're in for a treat. And some early work for the Royals defence, nearly a mix-up there, but Molander eventually puts his foot through it. Greens going towards the northern end, or the left of the screen in this first half. Strickland on the near side. One of the players who was in that Doherty Cup winning team 2 years ago under Nick Tolios. Things have changed a fair bit at Kingston Heath since then. There's Dean Clark, the Irishman, who had that furious shot right from the opening whistle. There's his teammate Tran, who will take the throw right in front of the balcony here at Cross Keys, which, as ever, is well populated. Here's Zalepsis, former Rail Mercia youngster. First rule foray forward for the home side, and it's Clark. He might have another go here. Much closer rim, but nowhere near the same contact. Tran cutting out a Bentleigh Greens attack. Now Noah Ryan in midfield. Oh, he's turned it over. That's sloppy, and they could be made pay here, the home side, as Greens are in the area. And Molinder makes the save. He's still got work to do. Plenty of bodies forward for the visitors, and it looks like they've forced an early corner. Yes, it is. Noah Ryan with a sloppy pass in midfield. Cut out quickly. I think it was Abendwala who intercepted there for Greens. And set up this corner, the first of the night. Gone just under 5 minutes in this Doherty Cup clash. Going to have a bit of stoppage time added on the end of this half as they have a delay getting the ball back to the corner. In comes the corner now. Heavy traffic in the 6-yard box, but it's Nokandogoro who clears the lines for Royals.
Keep it in.
Zalepsis finding some bodies in front of him, and the ball eventually went out of play anyway. Theophanis Zalepsis was a junior at Rail Mercia in Spain and came back home and played with South Melbourne before arriving here at Cross Keys in the off-season.
Run it down!
Deramid Harrington does well. And then turns the ball over in midfield. Very end-to-end contest here at the moment. Norton with experience. And now it's Bentleigh. Lovely touch and he's away. Nifty forward, lovely interplay. Bentleigh's in the area, he goes down. A pair of Royals got to him and the referee said nothing doing. Knocking Doggero. He's got Jackson right with him. Jackson Morgan, it is. South Sudan international. And that's a foul as the locals up here on the balcony at Cross Keys were clear to tell the referee. He listened on that occasion. So it's Norton who takes it. Aliagian all the way back to Mudala, clad in purple this evening. You can't miss him. Ball goes out off Kieran Dover, the leading scorer for Bentleigh this season, at least in the league. There's 4 goals in VPL 1. It's a Royals free kick. It's one of 4 games in the Doherty Cup tonight. As Greens come forward here, and a good well-timed header there by Harrington, just saving the day. It was a dangerous looking ball coming in. Now Aliagian clears the danger and eases the pressure somewhat if the ball goes out of play on halfway. Yes, 4 other games this evening, including the blockbuster between Preston and South Melbourne, the BT Connor. There's also the local rivalry, local derby between St Albans and Green Gully at Churchill Reserve. North Sunshine hosting Avondale, and Moreland and Oakley, another all-NPL clash at CB Smith. Last night, Melbourne-Serbia went through. First team, or actually not last night, last week they went through 5-0 over Hoppers Crossing. Tomorrow, Hume City host Bayside Argonauts. Altona Magic host Heidelberg United. Kingston City face Langwarren. And then next week, Caroline Springs, George Cross are at home against Altona City. All teams looking to make it through to the 7th round, 4th from last round in this year's Doherty Cup. Mudala. Not much happening off that clearance there. Ball into midfield, Harrington. Now dropping deep, Clark. And here's Ryan in midfield. Can they make something happen here, Royals? Cut out there by Josh Miller, and it's centre back for the men in green. Drutzis. It's headed down by the big fella Kinnander. Lars Anton Kinnander. Certainly a physical presence up top. 3 goals in the league this season. Tran and Strickland came together. And Strickland was a bit clever there, taking the ball away, even though it was a Royals throw to Jaden Tran. Clark acrobatically almost assisting Zalepsis there. Back to Bentleigh. Very open end-to-end game at the moment, a typical cup clash. Still no goals. We've crossed 11 minutes, but it's Bentleigh who are probing here down the far side. And it's Nepomuceno, the former Melbourne Knight, to Kinanda. Some sharp passing around the edge of the area here by the visitors. Bentleigh trying to wriggle his way clear. Again, two defenders get to him. And here's Ryan now in midfield for Royals. And again, that's a sloppy pass. A couple of giveaways so far this evening by Noah Ryan. Jackson back towards Bentleigh, who's on his bike. He doesn't have time to get the cross in though. Tran was watching him all the way. Here's a throw deep in the final third here though for Bentleigh Greens. We're doing more of the attacking just at the moment, as you would expect, I suppose, given the respective levels of the two sides. Greens, of course, long-time NPL club, and powerful one at that, but a bad season last year saw them drop down into VPL 1, where they're currently 5th. 23 points, whilst Royals are a division further down. They're currently 6th in VPL 2 with 15 points. Coming off a loss last weekend to Burundara Kerry, a 3-2 loss. Whilst for Bentleigh Greens, they lost 2-1 away to Langwarrin in their last time out in the league. Here's Kinanda. Now Bowler, the former Hume City player, in midfield. Out to Drutzis. Plenty of NPL experience in this Bentleigh side, and Drutzis is one of them. Nepomuceno. And now Drutzis with a shot, and very nearly an opener for Christopher Drutzis. He picked his spot, and he didn't miss it by a lot. Pressure is building here from George Katsakis' men. That was the first real shot with any venom. It was just as well for Bentleigh that it didn't hit the target, because I'm not sure he would have been able to do much about it had it found its way inside the upright. Here's Ali Ijan, no handball there. Referee lets play go. And Greens are happy with that, because it's play they're having the better of as this game develops now, getting up towards the quarter of an hour mark. Good intercept there by Miller. Referee's found a foul. Ball went out of play, I'm reliably informed by the very helpful fans here at Essendon Royals. One-eyed fans, they tell me, but that's okay. That's football. It's been a great run of the Cup this season for Royals. It's about that famous win here last time out in round 5 against Bulleen, when it was 3-3 after full time, and Ali Ijan scored the winner with an extra time penalty. Raucous scenes here that night. Will we see them repeated? Long way to go in this one yet. Here's Jackson. Out now to Strickland, who's got acres of space on the balcony side. Bentleigh. Well, he gives Tran the run around there, but the Royals man recovered well, and the ball still hasn't gone out. It's got stuck on a sticky patch there on near the corner flag, and now it's out of play. Already a pretty willing battle between those two. Bentleigh and Jalen Tran, both short, speedy players. Low centre of gravity. And plenty of toe. Here's a throw for Bentleigh Greens, and it's the aforementioned Tran who heads it away, but not really clearing his lines. It'll be a Bentleigh throw. Drutzis, who came close with a shot moments ago, now has the ball in hand. On towards Dover. Nepomuceno. Strickland. Pressure building and building here for Greens. Will they crack? It's Bentleigh with the shot. And that rattled the side netting. And from a distance, you could probably be forgiven for thinking that was in. It wasn't far away. It was probably even closer than Drutzis' shot moments ago. And right at the moment, it does seem a matter of time before the visitors hit the front here. That early Dean Clark effort from the opening whistle aside, it's been mostly one-way traffic through 17 minutes at Cross Keys Reserve. Kate Lucas with you on YouTube. It's 0-0 between Bentleigh Greens and the home side Essendon Royals, but for how much longer? Royals having a bit of time on the ball here, and commentators curse they give it away as soon as I mention that, but they do have it in the Greens half here, and it hasn't been up there often so far in this game. A nifty footwork there by Drutzis, and he's tumbled over, wins a foul. Goes to ground again, Christopher Drutzis. He picks himself up, and it's another foul. Long ball down the channel. Norton knows how to deal with those. Ball out of play and spills onto the secondary pitches here at Cross Keys. Pitch not exactly looking as green as the Bentleigh Greens uniforms. Probably a result of the cool weather we've been having in Melbourne recently. It is a bit browner looking, but it's a fairly fast surface at least for this game. And here's Knockendogoro. Speaking of fast, his first touch just let him down, otherwise he might have been off to the races. Instead, it's Bentleigh coming forward again, and it's Bentleigh to Strickland. Oh, nice footwork by Strickland. Bentleigh there in support. Tran once again watching him closely, but the ball comes into the back post. Nepomuceno got it there just in time. He'll look to send it in from the other side. He lays it off, and Bowler gets underneath that one and spoons it over the top of the goal. Disappointed with that, the former Hume City man, Ben Bowler. Madala with the goal kick. Back the other way by Drutzis. The aerial ping pong. Knockendogoro knocked it forward, but that's offside against Lepsis, the first offside of the evening. Here's Doyle, formerly of Bentleigh Greens. Strickland. And that's cut out there by the defender Harrington. Got it on the full and knocked it away. Another header away this time by Harrington. One of the youngsters in this Royal side, came through the under-23s. He's having a busy night at the office so far. Not so much for James Doyle. Nev guile and experience with him, as Nepomuceno gave his opponent a bit of a shove on the way through there. James Thierry it was who was sent tumbling. And that's probably the most obvious free kick the referee will give away all night. Clark can't quite hold the ball up, and it's his opposite number, Abendweiler, who's coming away. Clark chases back. Abendweiler has been very busy. He's giving the Royals defence the runaround. They have won it back here, though, the home side. Tran, and he's given it straight away to Bowler. Groans in the crowd here as Greens are on the front foot again. Doyle's attempted pass wasn't the best, though. That probably lets Royals off the hook a little bit. They have been losing the ball in midfield in this first 22 or so minutes, Royals, and it's nearly cost them on a couple of occasions. They keep doing it. You have to think they're going to ship a few goals. Doyle to Strickland, who's seen plenty of the ball, as has Abendweiler. Now it's Bentleigh's turn to give the ball away. Georgopoulos now to Clark. Nice touch this time. Promising ball looking for Nogandogoro. Didn't quite get there. That's the plan for Essendon Royals. Very much playing on the break. They have the pace, certainly, to exploit a Bentleigh defence, which is not the most fleet of foot. Destiny Nogandogoro is the player probably most adept at doing that. One of two Nokondogoros at Royals. Gervais not in the starting lineup tonight. Destiny, incidentally, came to Royals from Bentleigh, but not Bentleigh Greens, Bentleigh Cobras. A few levels down as the Greens come into the area here. It's Nepomuceno to the byline. Back to Abendweiler, and that's a corner. Second corner of the evening for Bentleigh Greens. First from the balcony side. How long before they break through? Droitzis right to the 6-yard box. And I think it was Jackson who got up high there, but put his header straight into the ground and into the path of Madala, who tries to catch out Greens with a long, quick clearance. And caught out his teammates too, unfortunately, and it bounces straight out of play. There's Withers, the Bentleigh Greens keeper, who has literally been a spectator. That's almost a scything ball through there by Strickland. Ali Ijan bringing it away. Georgopoulos runs into a cul-de-sac, loses the football. Now Nokondogoro just gets his feet untangled, and now it might open up. He goes to Clark. Crowd getting excited, but not for too much longer because the flag is up. Andrew Withers will have just his second touch for the game. As I mentioned earlier, he really has been a spectator. All the action at the other end, and it is again now into the penalty area, in fact, and Norton, with all the guile and experience he has, ushering it out for a goal kick. Across the midway point of this first half, given the pressure they've been under, they'd be pretty happy to still be on level terms here, Royals. Just got to try and hang in there and nick a goal on the break. And a couple of half chances. Just need to stay patient and try and stay compact at the back as the waves of Greens attacks come at them. Here's Miller. Dover. He chips it over the top. Claims of offside against Cananda, but the flag is down. Cananda's in the area. Mudala with his feet does well. Crowd here on the balcony lecturing the linesman that was offside, but the flag did stay down. But Lars Anton Cananda could not make the most of it. He might have another opportunity soon, though, because Bentleigh have still got the ball deep in their forward third. And it's deflected away by Norton. Bentleigh recycles it back to Strickland. Yet another ball in towards the D by him. He's really been causing problems down this near side. Another ball coming in. All hands on deck at the back for Royals. Knockendoggero, can he just release the pressure a bit here? It comes towards Clark. Norton. His ball just doesn't quite reach the intended target. And Greens might be on here again. Dover. And it's out for an Essendon Royals throw. For all the attacking that Bentleigh Greens have been doing in this game, Kieran Dover, their leading scorer, hasn't been involved too much. He's been a bit of a peripheral figure. Most of the action has been down this near side, the likes of Strickland and Abendweiler. The far side of the ground has not been preferred by George Katsakis' team. It is now, though, as the aforementioned Dover has a throw. Cananda. Back to Dover. Cananda fell over, but somehow managed to get the ball away in the process. Another throw here. Not a great one, though. It was straight into the path of James Thierry, who bangs it high into the night sky here at Cross Keys. Cool but clear evening. Much nicer than some of the evenings over the weekend when it was very wet and wild, particularly on Friday night. As another corner is given here for Bentleigh Greens. Approaching the half-hour mark. Still goalless between Bentleigh Greens of VPL 1 and Essendon Royals of VPL 2. But the home side are defending a corner here again as it's whipped in. Knockendoggero back there at the near post. Got it away. Nepomuceno will send it back in, and Ali Ijan headed it back. Almost a tricky one for his keeper. But Dala controlled it on the bounce. Here's Ryan. Rare foray into Bentleigh's half for the home side. Can they make something happen? Clark. He's a mile out. He doesn't want a shot. We saw that right from the opening whistle. And he tests Andrew Withers here, but the yellow-clad keeper and captain not bothered. Not a great clearance by him, though. Maybe he's a bit rusty, given that he hasn't had much to do, but that one went straight out of play. It's Jackson in midfield. Clark almost stole that one. Ricochets out towards Abendweiler. Strickland. Ali Ijan intercepts. Game opening up a little bit now. Got a bit more room in midfield for Royals, and that's Knockendoggero. He's played onside, and he couldn't quite get boot to ball. Well, the crowd up here on the balcony could hardly believe their eyes. It opened up for Knockendoggero. He's like Moses with the Red Sea there. It just had a clear path to goal. He just couldn't get leather on leather. And Bentleigh Greens survive a scare. Bentleigh and Tran. Two terriers going at it. Bentleigh having the better of that exchange. Nepomuceno. It's a good bully. Bentleigh hasn't controlled it. Ali Ijan got there in time to hoof it clear. He's been on point whenever he's been needed so far tonight, Ryan Bentleigh, and that's been a fair bit, but couldn't quite get his hands around that one. Fortunately for him, there was no one there from Bentleigh Greens to capitalise. They might do now, though. It's Cananda flicking it on, but there's nobody home, and it opens up again for Royals. What can they do? Solepsis has put the foot down. Miller's in front of him. The keeper's out of his line. And Withers not taking any liberties there, just putting it straight out of play. But as we cross the half-hour mark now, just a bit more cause for optimism for Royals. A few moments of joy on the break. They've shown that they can get at this Bentleigh Greens defence. If they can get it in behind, they do have the pace to trouble them. Doyle all the way along the field to, all the way across field to Drutzis. Miller. Green's coming down the far flank again. That's a great ball in. Bentleigh's there! And the opening goal is there too until it's not. Offside. Bentleigh just arrived to tow it in, but the referee's flag, or the linesman's flag rather, was clearly up. No hesitation there. And it is still all square. As we head towards half-time. Knockan again looks dangerous when he gets up ahead of steam and almost creeps in behind. It's Greens who are looking to come in behind here again as Dover almost played in Bentleigh. Since this final 10 minutes or so before the break could be laden with action, both sides would love to go in with a one-goal advantage. Ali Agent at the back tests out his hamstrings by banging that one high into the sky and out of play. Bowler. Nifty footwork there. Back to Drutzis. Clark has dropped deep, does well, looks further afield. Knockan probably not the best option, and they've turned it over again. And will they be punished this time? It's Dover going through, good save Bentleigh. And now Ali Ijan sending Royals down the other end. And Withers once again not taking any risks, but Royals on the front foot now. Inside the final 10 minutes before half-time, and this contest really warming up. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on YouTube. Kate Lucas with you. 0-0 between the home side, Essendon Royals, and the visitors, Bentleigh Greens, as the ball ricochets into the Royals area. Hasn't been there too often. And Zalepsis, to say that was ambitious would be a bit of an understatement. It bounces onto the roof of the equipment shed here at Cross Keys. Luckily another ball is in readiness and we're back underway quickly. Intercept there by James Thierry for Essendon Royals. A couple of players who've made the short trip over to Cross Keys from Pascoe Vale. Ethan Georgopoulos, another player who joined the Royals from Pascoe Vale in the off-season. Here's Nepomuceno to Doyle, now Strickland. He's been a menace down this near side. Cananda in the area now, putting his body in the way, getting boot to ball, but not through the sea of legs. Harrington. And now Georgopoulos. And now they're on the break here. Royals. Clark's touch was just a bit too heavy. Allowed Miller to come in and clear. They've got a throw inside the Bentleigh half here. It's Georgopoulos to take it. Sorry, it's Thierry to take it to Georgopoulos. Into the area. Almost a tricky one there for Withers. Strickland headed it back to him. And his captain wasn't far off being embarrassed. That's the last thing Bentleigh Greens have want, given their dominance in this half. They'd hate to ship a goal very much against the run of play now. About 7 minutes to go before half time. Madala's been a busy man, but apart from one fumble, he's done a pretty good job. Let's have the Royals' defence, really. They've had a lot of work to do. Not too many clear-cut shots on goal for Greens, who have some defending to do of their own here. Withers. All of a sudden, he's a much busier player than he was for the first 25 minutes or so, when he could have put out the banana lounge and had a rest. Not sure why you want to do that in this weather, but he certainly had the time and space in the first half, in the first 20 minutes or so. But Royals have worked him out a bit more as this half has gone on. Now they're in defence though, as Droitzis comes in. And Ali Ijan again doesn't quite clear it, spoons high up into the air. It's still not gone out of play. Thierry will bang it clear. Nepomuceno. Thierry again getting involved. Nepomuceno, the former Melbourne Knight, tries to keep it in. Can't do so. Here's Droitzis on the move now. Into the area. This is good stuff. And very nearly an opener. Ben Bowler had the shot. And living up to his name, he bowled it right along the turf there and very nearly into the bottom corner. And not for the first time this evening, Essendon Royals and their supporters here breathe a sigh of relief. They have rode their luck at times in the first 40 minutes or so of this game, but the important thing for them is that they are still on level terms. With half-time looming, it's Essendon Royals 0, Bentleigh Greens 0. Spot in round 7 still very much up for grabs for either of these teams. Long clearance by Madala, clean bowls just about everyone. Royals have an opportunity here now through Clark. The Irishman, twisting, turning. Georgopoulos. Big block on him, but this is a better spell by Royals. They've gotten better as this half goes on. That's a dangerous ball coming in. It deflects away from the Greens' goal. They'll be heartened by this Royals whenever they have gotten in behind. Got it in there at pace. This Bentleigh Greens defence has not looked all that convincing. Got a throw deep in their attacking third now. It's Tran who will take it. And it's deflected on Zalepsis. Knockan-Dogoro Zalepsis again. Greens back in numbers. Having to defend, and even more defending to do here as Ryan's in the area. And Strickland back there to see it out for a corner, the first of the evening for Essendon Royals, who are finishing this half on strong. The home fans enjoying the way they have grown into this game. And who knows, they might have a chance for an unlikely lead at half-time here. It's Ali Arjun who will take the corner from the near side, the first of the evening for Essendon. Away we go. Arjun. Oh, that's a delicious ball in. It bounced in the 6-yard box. Keeper didn't know what to do with it. And there are hands on heads and groans here in the balcony as the home supporters realise how close they were to a precious goal there. All of a sudden it might be George Katsakis who'd be keen for half-time. Momentum of this game is, if not swung around, certainly swung back towards Essendon Royals in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Thierry. Dover, that goes out of play right in front of the Royals bench. Quick throw into the area here though by Greens. Nepomuceno. This looks promising. Comes all the way back to Strickland who'll have a go. Cananda. And the keeper comes out to meet it and wraps his hands around it. Ryan Madala had his name written all over that. Back underway. Doyle heads it back. Comes off Georgopoulos, who unconvincingly tried to convince the referee that it was his ball. Now it's Abendweiler. Drifting infield. And Drutzis, and that's a pretty cynical foul there by Thierry on Drutzis. And that'll be a free kick for Bentleigh Greens as we approach half-time. And this will be the first free kick of the match, and it's in pretty inviting territory for the visitors. Got 1 minute of stoppage time. It'll be Javaro Nepomuceno to take it. He's shaping up to go for goal here. Looks like there's a 4-man wall for Royals. This could be the last action of the half. The home side have kept Bentleigh Greens out till now. Can they keep the game on level pegging going into the break? Will Nepomuceno break through with the only free kick of the first half? We're about to find out. It's Nepomuceno, and that deflects off the wall, and Madala clutches it to his chest. And that will probably see us to half-time. Goes straight down the middle, route one, Medal. It's flicked on by Clark. And Zalepsis almost snuck in. And now maybe another late chance for Royals. They've got the throw deep in their forward third. Thierry to Clark. Georgopoulos. And that is half-time. Tantalisingly poised here at Cross Keys Reserve. Bentleigh Greens have been by far the better side. They've had more opportunities, but they haven't taken them.
Essendon Royals 0, Bentleigh Greens 0.
And as the man on the PA tells you, it is all square. Despite the dominance of Bentleigh Greens, they haven't broken through. Essendon Royals have hung tough, and they have shown enough on the break to suggest they are still a chance of stealing this tie and going through to the next round. At half-time, here at Cross Keys Reserve, it's Essendon Royals 0, Bentleigh Greens 0. Welcome back to Cross Keys Reserve here in Essendon, where it is 0-0 at half-time in this Round 6 Doherty Cup clash between the home side Essendon Royals and the visitors Bentleigh Greens. VPL 1 versus VPL 2, and whilst the difference in quality did play out as expected in that half, the visitors, despite hogging the ball and having more chances, were unable to break through. Royals defended stoutly and had a few chances on the break themselves and seemed to get better as the half went on. We'll wait to see if they can continue that momentum into the second 45 here at Cross Keys. No changes that we can see at this stage from either Mick Ferrente or George Katsakis, the two coaches. But you can be sure if the stalemate continues that there will be some substitutions and fresh legs brought into the encounter. So away we go. 45 minutes separating either of these two teams from a spot in round 7 of the Doherty Cup for 2024. Bentleigh Greens, unsurprisingly, all in green, going towards the southern end in this second half. Essendon Royals all in red, going towards the north or the left-hand side of your screen. And here's Thomas Strickland, who was one of the best players on the pitch in the first half, getting involved early on here in the second. Jackson, somewhat risky pass back to Doyle, who has to hurriedly send it out of play. Cold but clear evening here. Melbourne's in a northwest. No rain like we've had in recent days, but certainly very cool. No breeze either. Royals looking for a fast start to this second 45. They're coming forward here through Georgopoulos. And now Thierry trying to wriggle his way through. The two former Pascoval products combining. Bentleigh back in defence here for Greens. Now Nepomuceno. And the claims of handball from the Royals fans were heard by the referee, and it is a free kick here for the home side in these early stages. In fact, it's their first free kick of the game. Essendon Royals, certainly their first this far forward. They've only had one corner. And it's Ali Ijan to take it. Looking to drift it into the edge of the area. Goes for goal instead. Well, he caught me out as well as the Bentleigh Greens defenders. He was shaping up to send the cross into the D. But then at the last moment, tried to catch out Andrew Withers in the Bentleigh Greens goal and rolled it along the floor. He couldn't quite fool the experienced Greens skipper. But like Dean Clark at the start of the game, they are showing a willingness to chance their arm, Essendon Royals. If they keep doing that, maybe eventually they will catch Bentleigh Greens out and get the goal they crave. There's Harrington. A number of young players out there tonight for Royals. Referees found a free kick in midfield. A player who certainly isn't young, James Doyle, wins it. Nepomuceno. Here's Drusis. And that's a good ball in. A Greens player has gone to ground in the area. Referee has a close look and then keeps his hands by his side. Zalepsis. He's had to feed off scraps up forward for Royals so far tonight. He's involved here. Toe poking it over towards Ryan. Now Ryan again. He's got Strickland right with him. And it's a throw for Jaden Tran. And Bentleigh had a knock him down, drag him out battle in the first half, but it looks like Bentleigh has stayed on this side of the field rather than switching. Looks like Bentleigh he's got James Thierry for company in this second half. Nepomuceno helping over towards Drusis. Christopher Drusis. He's got Bentleigh down the channel. Thierry with a good challenge, seeing it out of play. There's a throw here for Bentleigh Greens. Still less than 5 minutes played in this second half. It's Drusis, and he sends the ball across. It's knocked away by Norton, who saw it coming. Just goes on the right side of the corner flag for Essendon Royals. It's a throw rather than a corner. And that's banged away by Georgopoulos, who couldn't really control it. Didn't get the distance on it he wanted, and it's still a throw here for Bentleigh Greens deep in their attacking third. 5 minutes played in this second half, still goalless between Greens and Royals. Here's Drusis trying to change that, taking it to the byline. Back to Bentleigh. Hits the back of his teammate. Lucks a fortune. No, it comes back to him and he sends it across towards Dover. Plenty of red shirts back. Dover's gone all the way out towards the opposite corner flag. And he's won a corner. So as they did for most of the first half, Bentleigh Greens on the front foot. Looking for an early breakthrough after half-time. It'll be Dover to take the corner from the far side. Acrobatic effort there by Kinander. Needs to be Jean-Claude Van Damme to score from there. Madala. And that's out of play right on halfway on the far side of Cross Keys Reserve, where the training sessions that were going on in the background in the first half have finished. And now it's just the Doherty Cup action here at Cross Keys Reserve, and it's the home side coming forward here. It's Ryan. It almost sat for him for a shot. Jackson got back in time. Now Ali Ijan ricochets into the path of Withers, who doesn't have a problem with that one, but a few nervy moments there for the Greens defence, and there could be more here. They have looked a bit shaky at the back on the times they have had to defend the visitors, but they win a free kick here to relieve the pressure. Strickland cut out easily, and now it's Georgiopoulos. And he pings a ball down the channel. Clark will be the target. The Irishman will get there just inside the touchline. Promising this for the home side. It's Clark. He'll have a go. And Andrew Withers saw it all the way. But the opportunities are growing in number for Essendon Royals. And so is their confidence, as Thierry almost sends that one up to us here on the balcony. What a great throw there by Drusis. Easily cut out by Thierry. Now Ryan. Over towards Clark, who's on the move here. Green's defence backpedaling. Clark just couldn't get the ball cleanly across. It ricocheted and came to Jackson. But this game is becoming quite stretched here. Opportunities at either end. And more of them coming at the Royals' end. Thierry. And that's a pretty rugged challenge there by Miller. As a few of the Royals fans here on the balcony suggested, that was the sort of challenge more seen in other football codes rather than football itself. But the referee let it go, and now Royals have defending to do. And it's Strickland again, driving forward this time. He might go himself, he does. He probably got more of the ground than the ball there. Thomas Strickland, who's certainly sent plenty of threatening balls forward this evening, but decided to take matters into his own hands there, and it didn't quite come off. So far it's as you were. Almost 10 minutes played in this second half, and it is still goalless. Stays like this, of course, we could be going to extra time, which of course was the case here in the last Doherty Cup game. That was a goal fest though. 4-3, Essendon Royals won it over Bentleigh. Another VPL 1 side, so Royals, I think if they could knock off Bentleigh, then they should be able to deal with Bentleigh, but they've got an injury here, Essendon Royals. Not exactly sure of the identity. I think it might be Georgopoulos. Yes, it is Georgopoulos who's come off second best in a challenge there. There's no suggestion it was anything untoward. There's been no yellow card or anything. Georgopoulos is going to get a bit of treatment, but looks like he will soldier on. And the famed magic spray has been brought out by the physio. And as is often the case, its magic properties have an effect straight away. Georgopoulos is up. He's limping heavily, but he's going to try and run it off. While he does that, they will briefly be down to 10 men, Royals. As we're back underway, Zalepsis trying to wriggle his way past Drusis. He might have done so here. He does well enough to win a corner. And Georgopoulos, at the urging of some of the fans here, looks like he's going to take the corner. Well, that magic spray really is an unbelievable product. So Georgopoulos, from the hands of the physio, to taking a corner, and a very good corner, and a goal! The balcony's bouncing here at Cross Keys Reserve. Ethan Georgopoulos in the hands of the trainer one moment, sending in a wicked corner the next, and it was headed into the far post.
Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 0.
As the PA man said, it's Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 0. We're not exactly sure of the identity of the goal scorer. They were queuing up at the far post. I'm being told it's Brad Norton, the former South Melbourne man. An unlikely goal scorer, but a hugely valuable one for Essendon Royals. And just shy of the hour mark, the home side have the lead. Another famous Doherty Cup night in the offing here at Cross Keys Reserve. Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 0, Brad Norton on 57 minutes. And Greens looking for a very quick reply here, but the flag is up. Well, it was always the risk for Bentleigh Greens. They had so much of the play in the first half, but their failure to take their chances and really create a lot of quality chances to match the amount of possession they had. Their failure to do that has come back to bite them a bit, because Royals have slowly but surely worked their way into the game. And of the few opportunities they've had, they've made the most of it. And they're going to be tough to peg back now. With just over half an hour to go. Plenty of time, of course, for Greens to pull this one back, but plenty of time for an Essendon Royals team full of confidence to score another one. They're going forward here. It's Doyle. That's not a great clearance by the veteran, Ali Ijan. Now knocking Dogaro. They're running on top of the ground here, Royals. Strickland back in defence. Clark hurries him off the ball. Sends the ball across to the area. And it's Drutzis who deflects it away. Now Georgopoulos. Can't get boot to ball. Bowler. Now Dover. They're on the ropes here at the moment, Bentleigh Greens. Thierry. Bowler intercepts. Now over towards Dover. And the visitors will come away. And Bowler spoons that ball to the back post. Not much Abendweiler could do about that. Well, an hour gone. And Essendon Royals on course for a famous win. They've still got work to do, and it's in at the back post. Is that going to count? I think it will. And just like that, Kieran Dover has tapped into the open net.
Bentleigh Greens. Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh 1.
Essendon Royals lead lasted barely a couple of minutes. They were caught napping at the back. The ball came in quickly from the far side, clean bowled everyone, and Kieran Dover couldn't believe his luck. He was Johnny on the spot. The flag was down. He tapped into the open net, and boy, have we got a cup tie in our hands now. It's 1-1. With just under half an hour to play across Keys Reserve. Kate Lucas with you. Hope you can stay with us for what should be a rollicking last half an hour or so between these two sides, both of whom have now found the back of the net. Here's Tran. Salepsis, nice turn. Doyle watching him like a hawk though. Blocked the attempted cross, and it's out for a corner. It was Kieran Dover's 5th goal of the season, 4 in the league, 1 now in the Doherty Cup. And what a valuable goal it could prove to be for a Bentleigh Greens team, who of course won this competition 2 years ago. But having dragged themselves back on level terms, they don't want to concede another one now as Royals send the ball in, and almost an opportunity there for Harrington. The youngster just on the edge of the pack around the edge of the 6-yard box there. Just came to him a little quickly. Couldn't get much purchase on it. Now it's Bowler over to Doyle. They work it to the far side. And Strickland, long ball forward. Adiemi's after this. Norton, the goal scorer. And he's saved by the flag there. It was into the path of Medalla in any case. Here's now Ali Ijan. Long ball down the channel. Controlled by Drutzis, who then sends a falcon into the face of Dean Clark. That wouldn't have been very comfortable. You wouldn't know it the way he's going, though. The Irishman, he's still got the ball. Still looking for a teammate in red. And he finds one in Noah Ryan. And he'll win a corner? No. Despite some of the excitable fans near me, it is a goal kick for Withers. He doesn't waste any time. Real urgency from both teams out there now. Tran for Royals. He's got room to move. Georgopoulos helped create the goal with that wonderful corner he sent in. Now it's another delivery forward. But nothing to challenge Andrew Withers there. He's certainly having a much busier second half than the first half, the Bentleigh keeper. Here's Bowler right below us. Showing composure, the veteran. Now Withers. Miller. Still no substitutions in this game. We're 64.5 minutes in. There haven't really been any substitutes warming up either. Maybe the fact that both these teams have league games coming up on Friday night, as I mentioned earlier. Bentleigh play Bulleen, whilst Royals are coming forward now, and a good block there by Miller. Dean Ryan thought his opportunity had arrived there, but Miller got his boot in the way. Dover, the goal scorer for Greens, is a bit sore getting up, and then shows the aftermath on his knee to the referee. His protests are falling on deaf ears, though. Yes, this Friday night, Royals play FC Melbourne Serbia, who knows, if they get through this game, they could face them in the next round of the Doherty Cup too, because they are already through, beating Hoppers Crossing last week. Here come Greens, though. And again, it's Dover. Oh, he's nearly scored a second, but his teammate Kinninder has. And they have turned this right around.
Goal, Bentleigh. Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh 2.
Well, from 1-0 down to 2-1 in front in barely 5 minutes here. Bentleigh Greens, and it's Lars Anton Kinninder with the point-blank header after Kieran Dover almost scored his second goal. It bounced off the crossbar, just out, but Kinninder was right there and he wasn't missing that one. It's not a goal that will feature in too many highlights packages, but they won't care at the moment, Bentleigh Greens, because for the first time tonight, they are in front. Less than 25 minutes to play. It is Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 2. And here's Kieran Dover, who scored one and had a big hand in the second, and he's causing problems again and winning a corner. Well, having turned things upside down, they now want to go for the jugular, Bentleigh Greens. The goal here, and Essendon Royals might just be down and out. Changes are being readied on the far side. But what can Bentleigh do from this corner? Referee just sorting out players milling around the 6-yard box. Not a great corner in, and it's deflected away by Clark and then comes straight back in. Strickland had a speculative shot. We've seen a few of them this evening, but Madala wasn't troubled. Wasn't a lot he could do about the first goal, Madala, but the second one, maybe he could have done a little bit better, but the ball really was just sitting up for Kinninder. Bit of a goalmouth scramble. It also came off the upright, which wouldn't have helped the keeper. Can Royals keep their heads up here? They've battled hard tonight, particularly in that first half. And the visitors were well on top, and then they took the lead early in the second half. And it looked like a famous night could be in the offing, but Bentleigh Greens have changed the script very quickly. And now they're going to change their team, and it's one of the goal scorers, in fact the last goal scorer, Lars Anton Kinander, who comes off. And it's also Christopher Drutzis who's coming off. In their place, Perry Lambropoulos comes on and he takes the throw straight away. And the other substitute, Ricky Foster-Hossal, is also getting involved. Scored versus Lang Warren in the league last weekend, Hossal, and he's coming into the area here as Abendweiler sends the ball in. Doesn't quite reach him, but it'll come back out to Abendweiler. And he sends the ball right across the 6-yard box, deflected out towards the other substitute, Lambropoulos. That was out. And he'll have another throw here. Lambropoulos is straight into the thick of the action. We've crossed 70 minutes now. You've just joined us on YouTube. Kieran Dover across the face of goal. Can he have a hand in another one? Not quite on that occasion. And it's out for a goal kick. Yes, if you've just joined us on YouTube. Fluctuating, seesawing game. Essendon Royals took the lead early in the second half after it was 0-0 at half-time. But since then, Bentleigh Greens striking twice in quick succession. One from Kieran Dover, the other one from Kinander. And they are in front with the finish line in sight. A spot in round 7 available to them. Here's Abendweiler. Red shirts around him, as there have been all night. He's looks so dangerous whenever he's been on the football. And Michael Ferrante has gone to his bench for the first time this evening. Noah Ryan comes off. And Jordan Adiemi is entering the fray. Well, if you need a goal, he's not a bad person to be able to call upon. William Thomason is also on the field. In fact, he just took that throw. So Thomason is on, the defender, and Jordan Adiemi is also on. Noah Ryan is off. Connor Valenti's on, I'm reliably informed. Connor Valenti. Connor Valenti's on. William Thomason is on. So there's two players who came off, which we haven't quite identified, but we'll work it out as we go. Whoever's out there in a red shirt, time is of the essence for them. Less than 20 minutes to go for them to keep this Doherty Cup run going. Valenti, who's just come on the field trying to get involved here. And now Adiemi over towards Clark. Promising this for Royals. Clark's in the area. And he hits his teammate who was on the line, Zalepsis. The flag was up anyway. And there is wailing and gnashing of teeth here on the balcony. They can't believe they haven't scored there, the Essendon Royals fans. Well, they're not going to get too many better chances than that. Dean Clark certainly hit it well enough, but his teammate was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and the flag was up anyway. Georgopoulos. Only as far as Lambapoulos. Cade Lucas with you on YouTube. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a pretty rocky ride to the finish here at Cross Keys. Royals have come too far to go out with a whimper now. Lambapoulos lifts it into the area. And that's headed out for a corner. Lambapoulos to take it. In fact, it's a throw right against the corner flag. And Norton got a bit of Nepocasino's boot in his forehead. And he will take the free kick. The man who scored the opening goal for Essendon Royals. It was only earlier in this half, but the way things have changed since, it does seem quite a while ago. Valenti has just come on. And he's turned the ball over. Not a great first introduction. And now it's Adiemi who's got a head of steam up, and he goes down, and he's won a free kick and also seen the first booking of the evening. It's James Thierry who has his name taken. Adiemi's pace and movement and close controls caused trouble all evening. And it's the first booking of the night. And now a free kick in very promising territory for Thomas Strickland. Will he go for goal here? If he can find the back of the net, they will have pretty much punched their ticket for round 7, Bentleigh Greens. They lead by 2-1. Can Strickland make that 3-1? He's shaping up to have a go. Strickland deflects off the wall, and in fact Strickland will try and reach his own free kick, and he does. Can't do much with it though, but good work rate by Strickland. Doyle knocking it back towards Strickland, who's worked his socks off tonight, and now a back heel. Just a little bit audacious there from Strickland. He's had an excellent evening though. And if they do go on and win this Greens, he will have been a big part of the reason why. Still got a little way to go though. Royals are not going to die wondering. Bentleigh have won the ball back here though. Bowler now Adiemi. Oh, he does well in heavy traffic. Gets back up. Here he goes on the edge of the area. Still he's going, Adiemi. And that's out for a goal kick. Well, he has just proven too hot to handle at times tonight. Masani Adiemi. Madala into the night sky. In front of the balcony here, full of pensive Royals fans, hoping their team can pull this one out of the fire. Got just over 10 minutes of normal time in which to find an equaliser. They have a throw right below us. Thierry towards Adiemi. Miller keeping a very close eye on him. Here is Adiemi. Miller with a good interception. Sale heading it on, but William Thomason He's there as the ball dribbles out of play, and he has the throw. He scored a late winner here for Royals a few weeks ago in the league against Nunawading. Could he prove to be an unlikely hero again? To be honest, it looks like the visitors are more likely to score now with just over 10 minutes to go. They've got the ball in the right area of the field here. Jackson. Now Adiemi. Struggled to really get into the game in the 5 or so minutes he's been on the field. Doesn't need much of an opportunity, of course. That's a long ball downfield, and it's the other substitute. Hussal is in the action here. He's got Norton right with him. Back to Adiemi, promising this for Greens, who can finish it off. Adiemi! Oh, it's off the woodwork. Dover, who's already scored one. And now he's scored a second. And it's 3 for Bentleigh Greens. And they're through to round 7 of the Doherty Cup.
Goal Bentleigh. Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 3.
Well, that's put a bow on it. Kieran Dover has scored 2, and he had a big hand in the other. And those 3 goals in the space of about 20 second half minutes have turned this tie around and put Essendon Royals just about down and out. And with that, Ben Bowler's night is done. The former Hume City midfielder makes way. Ali Ijan looking for Clark, who pulls up a bit proppy there. Clark just clutching his hamstring. That's not the way he'd want his night to end. Of course, league game coming up on Friday evening. Thomason, Harrington goes to the safety of the touchline. Acquitted himself pretty well though, the youngster Harrington, Dearmid Harrington, one of a number of young players in this Royals side tonight, and he had a lot of defending to do in the first half, as Thomason has defending to do here. He's got Adiemi right in his hammer. Nepomucemo. Zalepsis just hasn't been able to get into the game much tonight. The most notable intervention he's had was accidentally blocking that shot from Clark. Here is Clark. He's inadvertently provided it to Dover, who's then given it away himself. Game getting a bit scrappy. Georgopoulos overhits that pass and Withers. He'll be a happy captain. His team have had to work much harder than maybe they expected, certainly after half an hour or so when they were dominating. They look as though they've weathered the storm. Here is Dover. Oh, lovely dink over the top, and the substitute, Mitchell Rook, almost got on the end of that. Rook was the man who came on for Ben Bowler. There's Lambopoulos, almost gets in a tangle. Adiemi, he's quick, but not quite that quick. Couldn't quite get there in time. And now it's Rook who gets there in time. There's a Royals player down behind play, and Rook almost rubbed salt into the wounds there, but his shot was a pretty tame one in the end. It's Ali Ajan who's pulled up a bit sore. He's reaching for his hamstring, or his calf rather, probably both. And he's going to make way. So too's Thomas Strickland for Bentleigh. In fact, Strickland's just going over to have a drink, but Ali Ajan, he is coming off. His night is over. No heroics tonight in the Doherty Cup for Mahmood Ali Ajan. Scored the winning penalty last time in this competition to see Royals home over Bulleen. But there will be no such heroics here against Bentleigh Greens tonight, not unless there's something truly remarkable in the next 5 or so minutes of normal time. Dover. And that's not a great ball by him. Adiemi couldn't sneak through, but he wins a throw. Deep in the attacking third. A goal here, and they're still in with a sniff. Clark. And that's one in midfield there. And claims of a high foot by Hassal. Some of the home fans here beside me not too impressed with that. But the break in play allows another substitute to be made, and it is Manasseh Abenduela, who's been, if not the best player on the field, certainly close to it. He's been outstanding and helped create the third goal, which has probably put this tie to bed. Lambert Poulos with the throw right below us here on the balcony, which is just reduced in number a little bit. It's just cleared out slightly since that third goal. Here's Rook. Red shirts around him though. They win the ball back. Adiemi. Jackson there to intercept. Doyle. Look at Adiemi cover the ground. He is lightning fast. Zalepsis is there, but he is impeded by Strickland, who appeals with the referee, saying that he wasn't holding him, but the referee's much closer than us, and he determined that he clearly was. So it's a free kick here for Royals. Just over 3 minutes of the 90 to go. Bit too far out to score here for Georgopoulos, but can he create something and make for an interesting last few minutes? Georgopoulos right to the back post, and there were numbers there, but the angle was too acute in the end, and the last touch was that of Anthony Ramsey, who's only just come on as a substitute. He came on for Ali Ajan a few moments ago. And his first touch was to give away a goal kick. Withers. Sale flicked it on, and now it's another substitute who's getting behind here. It's Godfrey Lino. Ricochets into the path of Madala, who did well in a tricky situation. Helped on by Ramsey. Now Clark. Doyle puts it straight up and down the chimney. Adiemi. Scrappy, desperate game this now, but that might suit Royals. Clark. Gives himself a bit of room and now drifts the ball in, but it's too close to Withers. And there's no problems there for the Bentleigh Green skipper, whose team have almost got the job done. About 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go. And then a bit of stoppage time beyond that. And then it is off to round 7 of this competition for Bentleigh Greens, a competition that they won just 2 years ago. and a competition their coach, George Katsakis, won 7 years ago with Heidelberg United. So there's certainly some pedigree there. Here's Rook trying to wriggle his way into the area, the substitute. And the referee's found a free kick. Just outside the D here for Bentleigh Greens. Inside the final minute of stoppage time now. This really would put an exclamation mark on things if they can find the back of the net here, Bentleigh Greens. Meanwhile, Ramsey, I think, has been shown a yellow card. So second booking of the evening. And now Mitch Rook will have his chance to really cap things off for the visitors. The 90 minutes are almost up. And the gig is almost up for Essendon Royals, and it certainly will be if Rook can find the back of the net here. It's Mitch Rook, straight into the wall. He might have another go, and it's blocked again. And now it's Adiemi who's away. Has Zalepsis in support. Adiemi looks as though he wants to go himself. He's being ushered out into the corner. Have they got one final flourish here, Royals? One for the road. Not on that occasion. Zalepsis is offside. The groans from up here on the balcony tell the story. And a few more people head for the car park. Which is probably not a bad idea because it's a pretty cool night. And after a spirited effort at an entertaining game, Essendon Royals Doherty Cup run for this year is just about over. Here's Lino. Strickland. Oh, lovely passing by Greens. And then just as I say that, they mess it up. But Lambert-Poulos is there to see it back to the keeper. Long punt forward by Lambert-Poulos. Doesn't quite fall for Lino. Georgopoulos, he can hold his head high. He's had a good game, the youngster. He'll create the only goal for Royals. Their focus will now turn to the league, where they're 6th on 15 points. So still plenty to play for there, as there is, of course, for Bentleigh Greens, who are 5th. Here come Royals down the far side. We're well into stoppage time now. Doyle for Bentleigh Greens. Helped on by Strickland. Now Rook. Didn't catch exactly how much stoppage time there is, but there have been a few delays and stoppages, so should be a couple of minutes at least. But however much there is, it's probably not going to be enough for Essendon Royals unless they've got something remarkable up their sleeve. They'll need to get a move on. And getting a move on is certainly what Jordan Adiemi can do. He's into a cul-de-sac here, though. And it's out for a throw. Thierry to take it. Ramsey back to Thierry. That's a good ball in, and it's just over the crossbar by William Thomason, and that is the final action of an action-packed game, and a game which Bentleigh Greens have won.
Scores: Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 3.
Yes, as the PA man confirms, Bentleigh Greens have travelled up the highway from the inner southeast to the inner northwest and they have done the job. It looked like being a pretty easy night in the first half when they dominated possession and the chances, but close to half-time and then after half-time things got much more difficult when Essendon Royals went ahead through Brad Norton, but they got back up on their feet quickly, George Katsakis' men, and Kieran Dover with a goal himself and then setting up one for Kinninder and then scoring a third, put things very much back on course for Bentleigh Greens within about 20 minutes or so. And they are now through to round 7 of the Doherty Cup, whilst Essendon Royals are out. My name's Kate Lucas. It's been my pleasure to bring the action to you here at Cross Keys Reserve tonight. Have a good evening. The final score, it is Essendon Royals 1, Bentleigh Greens 3.